I don't think I ever realized how far I was going to take it or what was going to come of it, but I knew I was going to ride every day. I turned pro in 1992, and there was 4 of us. There was Jay Mirra, Dennis McCoy, Matt Huff, and myself.
Mirra's consistency and big amplitude elevated the sport to the national landscape.
Dave Mirra wins the X Games gold medal.
Really proud of the fact that the first 5 years of Park, I won a gold medal, and I don't think anybody's come close to that record yet.
Mirra pushed the progression of BMX Park. He also dominated vert, making him one of a kind.
Unbelievable style. This guy's a true vert rider, does everything almost perfect. The judges love it. Mirra ruled the vert ramp.
To win an X Games, you have to be willing to take the risk of all or nothing, basically. You go to the X Games with your mindset that I'm going as big as I can. And
everyone, and I do mean everyone in this crowd, has heard about the double loop, and they are all waiting for it. So, man, to the bottom.
That's what we call him, the Miracle Man.
So the big thing was, who's going to do it first? And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to single flip it. I'd rather just go for the double. It just seems like the right thing to do, right? I don't know if that's the smartest decision, but I wanted to show, the X Games, the viewers, that's where millions and millions of people are watching. I said, I don't care how long it takes me, I'm going to do it at least, whether I win the contest or not.
It was Dave's ability to ride out tricks that landed him his alias.
Oh, the nickname Miracle Boy, that was just, it really started out maybe last few years of amateur BMX. That kind of came out when I hucked something and barely pulled it off. Maybe should have crashed.
But I remember him doing a flip whip over the spine, and there was a slight hip to the right, and he landed a little bit funny, went up and done a 270 tire tap.
Whoa! How about that for a save? He didn't mean to do that, but hey, make a trick out of it.
That's why we call him the Miracle Boy.
Straight away, there's like, well, that's why they call him the Miracle Boy, because he just makes miracles happen.
The flare whip was funny to me because I just swerved out of it, and I couldn't believe it.
In 2009, Mirra earned bronze in his final X Games BMX event.
Oh my goodness. He pulled it! Oh, this is the run. This is the run he dreamed about.
Guys, there's still some miracles left in him.
I could milk it and I could stay there and keep riding, and it wasn't a level thing. I know people talk about age and say, well, yeah, you aged out. No, I didn't age out. It's crazy, I just was over it. I had my daughters, pretty psyched. I saw some other guys that were contemplating retiring. I'll do one more contest, and they get hurt pretty bad. The memories that I have and the things I've learned through what I do, it's been priceless.
As his BMX career was coming to a close, Mirra was already on to his next endeavor, rally car racing.
It was almost kind of like natural progression at that point. Travis Pastrana was the one that, kind of led that march where he crossed over into rally from motocross. At my point in my career, what seemed a lot more fun, out, racing a car. So I would be like dreading riding at X Games at that point.
Dave took bronze in his first X Games rally car race, but failed to medal in his next 9 rally events.
Mirra goes big
over
the top.
Against the wall!
Dave Mirra's Day of Miracles comes to an end.
Oh!
The steps were just maybe skipped and missed, and I can't argue how fun it was.
Mirra retired from X Games as one of the all-time greats. He earned 24 medals, including 14 golds, both good for second most in X Games history.
Years and years in BMX, it's almost like my heart kind of didn't have a home anymore. They say athletes die twice, right? Now I kind of see it, like you lose what you love. Like, part of me died when I said I'm done.
In 2013, Mirra took his family to upstate New York to watch a friend race in the Lake Placid Ironman.
We're sitting there on Mirror Lake Drive, looking at the swim start from a little bit of a distance, and the cannon goes off, and I kind of tear up, and I'm like, man, these people here all worked super hard to be here. They're not just winging this thing. It's legit. Some people, it'll take 17 hours to finish, and no sport has ever done that to me. Winning medals at X Games, I never got emotional. I said to myself, it's cool to watch something that I'll never do.
After a little convincing from friends, Mirra began training with other triathletes and in 2013 entered a half triathlon in Long Beach.
Like, got 4th place overall, was in the lead at one point. Literally within like a mile from the finish of that race, I was like, I'll never do this again. I'm hurting, this sucks. Cool, I did one, at least I did what I said. 2 hours later, I'm like, oh my God, okay, when's the next race? I love this is amazing. So it just hooked me.
After competing in 6 half triathlons, including the World Championships in Mount Tremblant, Quebec, Mirra set his sights on the full distance.
So stepping up from the 70.3 to the 140.6 distance is pretty intimidating. It's scary. I mean, the swim's tough enough for me, 40 minutes in the water. So now you got to double that, and then, you know, double the bike. I mean, 112 miles on a bike is long, but I think that marathon is a scary word. If you would ask me, you ever gonna run a marathon? Like a couple of years ago, I'd say, are you kidding me?
Mirra's family remained in North Carolina as he headed to Syracuse to focus on training for the race that sparked his passion for triathlons.
The reason I'm here is to train for Lake Placid to qualify for Kona. That's the goal. My kids are number one, to inspire them and raise them with a foundation, hard work. It's funny, people say, man, would you ever want to go pro, or when are you going to go pro? There's no way. I mean, these guys are insane. I mean, really, when I look back at being in the limelight, success, fame, I don't miss any of it. If I had a chance to go back in that seat again, I wouldn't take it. I'm loving where I'm at right now. I show up at a triathlon and I'm doing the same work they're doing. I'm riding the same course they're riding. There's no getting lucky. It's a pretty rad path.
Howdy folks, Jack Matrani here, host of the X Games. Thank you for watching Being. Make sure to subscribe to X Games YouTube channel, and if you want to continue watching some more Being, check out the playlist. Or not, whatever you want to do. I'm not like here to tell you what to do. I mean, but like just giving you heads up of what you can do.